morning. So all the wood has dried up pretty nicely. Some of the stuff had to stay outside. It didn't rain anymore. After the rains came and went, they were gone, and it's been dry since. So everything dried up nice. I got all this stuff, as you saw, leaned up in here. So I'm gonna, I might just leave it, all in here and just try to work around it. It's gonna rain again today, or likely anyways, sometime this afternoon. So move all this stuff out, only have to move it all back in? I don't think so. I do have a concern that I'm not going to have enough wood to finish the job in here, which is okay. I'll just finish it as I acquire wood. I don't want to buy anything. So, as I find wood, I'll utilize it. However, one thing that I can do to start stretching the wood out that I do have is to not make cuts to the exact lengths that one would recommend. So, for example, all of the cutting that I've been doing thus far on the ceiling has my boards ending at a stud somewhere. If it extends, like this board is longer and extends past that stud, but then it ends on another stud. So sometimes it's not so bad, right? That board might have been just 2 inches longer than what I needed, and so I cut the 2 inches off. That's fine. That's not a lot of waste. But what can happen is I'll get a board. Let's see if I can find something real quick. Let's say I was going to put this board up right here, right there, and it extends past the stud here and it gets to right there. So what I would do typically, right, is I would cut it here, right, and attach, then attach this board with the nailing gun there and over there, and then this would be waste. And that distance there is not enough to be used or there's a chance that that's not going to be enough to be used anywhere else. Now, in this example, it's perfect. I should say it's perfect in that it fails, right? It's cut where my finger's at, so it doesn't reach the 2x4 here nor there. And if I attach it here, then it doesn't obviously reach there. So that's a wasted piece of wood. I think what I'm going to do moving forward is, if I were to put this piece of wood here, I'm just not going to bother cutting it. I'm going to let that, that extra amount just hang over. Now, normally you wouldn't do this because once this board is mounted, you don't have any support behind the end here. But this is solid wood and it's just under an inch thick. It's pretty good. There's not going to be a ton of flex. It's not going to, it's not like it's not drywall, right? If you did this with drywall, you'd be asking for a lot of trouble, because with drywall, all you'd have to do is, one good elbow or a chair, into that wall and if the drywall is there's no support behind it, like right there, if you hit right there with an elbow on drywall and there's no support like that, it's going to bend, it's going to flex, break, and you're going to have a big hole. So bad news. You can't do that with drywall. But with solid wood, I think I'll be all right. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm not going to cut these boards as much. I'm just going to start putting them up and get a lot less waste that way. And hopefully that'll stretch out my supply of wood, and I'll get closer to finishing this job if I don't finish it with the wood that I have on hand. All right, so that's it. I'm going to get to work. that white board there, that's 92 inches long. It's pretty heavy. And it's on the ceiling. So I'm here alone, working alone. And how do you get a 92-inch board attached to a ceiling when there's one guy? Well, all you have to do is figure out a way to get one end of the board to rest on something. All right. So it's time to call it a day for working on the shed. We've got some other things to take care of this afternoon, but I thought I'd show you where I finished off. So I took care of that corner there, and I got it all the way up to the cross beams, right? So that that part of the ceiling behind me, the sloped part, is done, and then the white pieces are actually attached to the cross beams. So those are flat on the flat spot of the ceiling. From the white boards down to the wall, that's the sloped part. And then on the other side, I started in the corner over here. And I got that flushed up all the way to here. And it goes to this piece of plywood all the way to that corner there. So not too bad. Let me show you a little detail that I added. So I've got this flat board up here, and that created a mismatch. So I had the angled pieces here, and then I had the flat pieces there, and then there was a big hole right there. So I just covered the hole on each side with one, one there, and then I got the other one there, right? So just, just fun little stuff, right? I'm not looking for perfection. I just want to have a good time with it and just put it together and see what comes of it. The only passing grade is a pass, right? There's no fail here. And what is that? Bob Ross would say, happy trees, right? There's no mistakes. There's just happy trees or happy clouds. So here we just have happy sighting. All right. So guys, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, please, subscribe and like and subscribe. Please share. We'd love to see you on the channel. Please leave comments. We respond to every comment, or we try our best. Right now, I think my biggest fan is my wife. So that's great. She's paying attention, and so when she gets up here, she'll get to see all the stuff in person. All right, until next time, take care.